back. WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and Baltimore Positive. It is positively summertime now. So, our friends at Weis Markets and our Weis Conversations, we put these things together. And I got Hannah Gratti here, and we're going to talk about. I didn't realize one of my favorite things without realizing my favorite things. Since we all love cows, right? We all love farms, and like we could talk dairy things. But Hannah, when I started to put this piece together, I thought, what do I know about milk other than I drink the organic stuff and I'm sort of 2%? I did once have a really interesting conversation with Cal Ripken about milk, but that was another story. But then I thought, I eat a lot of ice cream. And you and I are going to talk ice cream right now, aren't we? I mean, you're going to sell me on eating more ice cream, which I think is going to be hard to do.
Yes, absolutely. So for June, we're actually doing a dairy month where you can save big on our Wise quality dairy products, including, like you said, ice cream. But
let's start with the ice cream, and we'll get to all the other stuff because, like the songs always say, you don't start with the dessert, the pudding before the meat, and like all that. I'm an ice cream person. I end almost every day with a cone. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a little Gucci. I'm shopping in the Haagen-Dazs, and Taharka's our local sponsor here for ice cream. So I love ice cream. You guys stock some Ben and Jerry's, but I have not had, and this is, everybody's going to be upset with me and Wise. I've not had the Wise Man. So I was thinking I have a thing for vanilla. So can we talk about French vanilla, vanilla bean, and vanilla? I don't know, I like them all, but they are different. And nobody could have ever told me that when I was your age. I've had to sample them all to figure it out.
Yeah. You never realize how many different varieties of the same flavor are there. But that's what's great with our dairy month is that you can just save big, so you can just keep purchasing to figure out which flavor is the best.
Cookies and cream, right? Maybe.
Yes. Yes.
I haven't had a strawberry. I did have my hands on a strawberry the other day because my wife likes that roasted Gucci strawberry that's like tart. Yeah, I like a sweet strawberry. I'm going to come in. I'm going to do this. My dad used to get the Neapolitan. Are you too young to remember this? This is where you'd have 3 flavors, right? The strawberry.
Yeah, strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate.
Cherry, if it was Italian. That was more like spumoni. But strawberry, chocolate, vanilla. And my dad was from Scranton, PA, right by Weis Markets where the hub, and he would say, why would I get a gallon of one flavor when I can get 3 flavors? And this is back before they made Rocky Road and stuff. You know what I mean? This is when you only had to have 3 flavors, But yeah, me and my dad grew up hard side of the tracks. And he was not a demanding man. He would freak out that you could get a mint chocolate chip or like that these days, right? What's your favorite ice cream? Give me a favorite ice cream, Hannah.
I have so many flavors, but I think since I'm from Pennsylvania, one of the staple flavors is teaberry.
Oh.
Have you ever heard of that?
No. This is where you young folks teach old people like me things. So let's go.
Well, it's
spell that. Is it TEA like tea?
TEABERRY.
So it's like a green tea or like a real tea, like a tea bag steeping tea.
No, that's the funny part about teaberry. So it's like a bright pink, but the flavor is very minty.
I'm very intrigued by this. I don't even know what to make of this. I'm trying to get. I love tasting stuff and the flavor profiles of different stuff. I'm going to be honest with you, and I'll promote the Wise ice cream. I'm going to try it. I bring my organic Wise milk in here. But I was in the Wise. We went to a new store this week, and you can check out my Wise rewards card. Please don't give them my phone number because it's attached to it. But my wife was in one side of the store, the produce side, picking up the broccoli and doing all that. And I snuck off because we ran out of cones. And I get the little Joy cones that are the pink ones, the purple and the green. I like the purple ones because I'm a Ravens fan. And I went to the ice cream aisle, and I had a Ben & Jerry's vanilla. And I was eating it, and I said to my wife, I'm like, I mean, it's good. It's just not I think it needs vanilla bean. So when I was in the store late the other night, this big storm broke out. It was terrible. It's Tuesday night. We were in the Utah Wood, what used to be called Utah Wood here in Baltimore. I don't know if Santoni were here, he'd say that's store number 121, or I don't know the store number, but it's the one in Towson. Everyone knows where the plaza is. So I'm in there and I found a Haagen-Dazs vanilla bean. So I bought that, right? So this was last night. I was eating that and I'm like, this is really good. This is like, I love vanilla bean. And then my wife says to me, have you had French vanilla? And I said, I know I have, but I don't know what makes it different. I don't know. Is it going to be creamier or like more milky or more like or sweeter? I don't know, but I'm going to try it. So I'm coming back to Wise. I have one more thing to do. My wife has challenged me on the French, but I think I'm a vanilla bean person, so I'm not sure. But I know you guys make like tons of flavors, so I'm going to be checking that out. Give me the local part of this, Hannah. Hannah Gratti's here from Wise. I talked to Dennis last week so much about farming, and I'm doing this crab cake tour. I think there's so much about local and local markets now where people do question and they say, where's this milk coming from? Where's the cow that made this milk? So I want to give you a little bit of a time to talk about that because I know that that's important. And I think everybody asks about these things.
Yeah. What's really interesting about our Wise Quality milk and our ice cream is that we actually have a dairy processing plant here in central Pennsylvania. So we purchase the milk from local dairy farmers and we process that ourselves. And the leftover cream that we make from our milk, we actually use the cream for our ice cream. So not only are you buying great quality,
I want to come up and see the operation. Can we make a tour? I mean, seriously, I want to see like a real ice cream factory.
yeah, absolutely, if you want to.
Can I sample?
We could.
All right. Well, because you brought this up and I've been disrespectful to the brand of, because I shop ice cream, man. I'm like up and down aisles. I'm looking at every new seasonal flavor. When the peaches come out, I'm all about that. When the winter, my goodness, eggnog. I'm the first guy waiting in line. I mean, the pumpkin spice comes a little early, don't you? I mean, sometimes they get a little crazy with pumpkin spice. Start bringing that out in July. It's a little early, but I love pumpkin spice. Sometimes it can be a little too early. But eggnog, gingerbread, these are things. So when I tell people I eat vanilla, when do you have time to eat vanilla? When you're too busy eating rum raisin and trying the seasonal birthday cake stuff that people put together? Because I don't know that there's enough days in the year. I could eat a different flavor of ice cream every day for the rest of my life, probably, with the amount of ice. My dad would marvel that there's more than 3 flavors. He really would.
Yeah, we have
Teaberry. What?
yeah,
Teaberry?
teaberry.
Does Wise make teaberry?
Yeah, we do.
I got to talk to Rob Santoni. I'm going to have to make friends. I got to know somebody. Find somebody there that can. I'm going to do this on the air. The next time you and I get together, I want to do it like live to see what it is. Because I had never heard of huckleberry. My dad, like I said, my dad was from Scranton, so he would always talk about huckleberry pie, and I had never had access to huckleberry anything until I went to Yellowstone Park. And 3 summers ago, my wife and I get out and we're driving through Idaho. Hatch peppers. There's another little get hatch peppers. They're delicious. New Mexico, but they had them in Idaho. So I'm driving through Montana. Everywhere we went, huckleberry milkshakes, huckleberry everything. And I got it like by day 6, I'm like addicted to huckleberry. I haven't had a huckleberry in 3 years. So now you're going to get me on this teaberry thing. Minty.
Yeah,
Is it, but it's like a mint, like a peppermint ice cream. Is it going to taste like? I'm trying to get a
yeah.
profile.
It's really interesting. So it's like it's kind of like a mix between a spearmint and like an evergreen mint, I guess you could say. But it's like a bright pink. And the funny thing is like I personally love it. It's a Pennsylvania thing and my friends and family make fun of me for it because it's considered like an old person flavor, I guess you could say.
Like, yeah. But see, I'm old. So, like, my mom was old. So, my mom loves all of that fruit cake and like stuff that, like, she kept that stuff around the house. So, what's the other thing? Mincemeat pie. I went on the air. I did this on a gig. You're not the first foil I've had in 30 years of doing radio with me where you're like, this guy's crazy. I did mincemeat pie on Thanksgiving week. My mom was still alive. This is like 15 years ago. And I could only find 2 bakeries that had it. But mincemeat pie. But when I'm in Wise, I find all sorts of cool Pennsylvania Dutch sort of stuff, like donuts and stuff. I found a peanut butter cream donut thing that I'd never seen in my life the other day at the one on Maiden Choice. And it felt very Pennsylvania to me. It felt like, because I like Pennsylvania Dutch stuff. We had Pennsylvania Dutch Markets as our sponsor for a long, long time in Cockeysville. I still shop there. I love those folks. So I love that sort of, so anything that's weird that I've never had before, that's where I am. So I didn't even tell you this. I told Dennis last week, I'm doing 30 crab cakes in 30 days in Maryland. I'm not coming to Pennsylvania. All due respect, I'll come to Hershey for a concert. I'll come up and do the dairy. I mean, but for the month of August, I'm staying in Maryland and we're doing Maryland crab. It's important for the Bay. It's part of the whole Baltimore positive thing we're doing, right? And we're going to have the Wise signature crab cake. I've already been warned that west of Frostburg, I'm going to be buying Wise Maryland, not pasteurized, not from anywhere else but Maryland. And I'll be using that when I have my cookouts in Western Maryland. So I've already been forewarned that the Frostburg Wise is a place it's going to be circled and starred in purple on my tour. So, but I'm trying new things that I've never done in my life. So when I had no idea this was going to lead to teaberry. What else don't I know about? What else that's a weird Pennsylvania old person thing that I don't have any recollection of, like teaberry, that I need to do? Please tell me.
I think teaberry is like I think that's like the big shocker for everyone. But I would say we like a lot of berry flavored ice creams.
I
So
love like a blueberry, like wild Maine blueberry ice. That's the kind of weird stuff. I mean, I'm from Dundalk, but I got expensive taste when it comes to ice cream. I just do. I mean, and you know what? The last time I didn't shop with you, I shopped online and I bought dark chocolate syrup that I used on my plain vanilla. I don't feel like I need it on my vanilla bean. I don't know about the French vanilla. I haven't had French vanilla ice cream in a long time, but I'm gonna have it now that I've had you on the show with me, because you're making me hungry. You're making me want to go out and like roll my rewards card and like tip up and take care of the pets last month. What's June? Pets were May. What's coming for June for rounding up?
yeah, so for June, we're doing Fill a Glass with Hope. So what's really surprising is we're showing our support to local food shelters, and the one item that is requested the most is actually milk. So if you go to your local Wise Markets, you can round up your total, and the proceeds will go to both Fill a Glass with Hope and also our Fight Hunger campaigns, where our proceeds will go towards fresh dairy products, and we'll also be making a donation too.
All right, next time we're on, I'm gonna have teaberry ice cream. I, like it might be a month before you're back on, or maybe in July. I hope is it a good hot day ice cream? Is it like one of those 103-degree? Is it going to like be refreshing because of the minty part of it?
It really just depends on like everyone's like flavor profile. I personally think it's refreshing, but my friends are like, nah, it's
Let
not
me
my.
give you an interesting flavor profile that is a Pennsylvania Dutch thing. I just thought as I thought, what are these strange, bizarre, sort of weird Pennsylvania Dutch things when people come? Birch beer. I love birch beer.
Yes.
And I'm like, it's sort of a cousin of root beer, And my wife's like, yeah, birch beer, not so much, but root beer, okay. And then there's ginger ale. Like, I don't like ginger beer. I think ginger beer is sort of like weird. But ginger ale, I love, and I love birch beer. And I bet it's been 10 years since I've had birch beer. And now you're going to tell me they make ice cream out of it or something. I'm going to say, I'm dying to try. Have you ever had, now let's have some fun now. This will be a Baltimore thing. Have you spent any time in Baltimore, Hannah?
No, I haven't.
Oh, well, this is my town. Okay. So come down here. It's going to be crab cakes. So here's the deal. We have things called snowballs here. Do they have those in central Pennsylvania?
Um, they sound familiar. I
Okay.
I
So
think.
I've grown up in Baltimore, and I'm old. And I thought crabs were everywhere. I thought they were like pizza. I thought everybody just had crabs, like because you don't know until you get out and you're like, oh, they don't have those in like Williamsport because like there's no crabs, there's no bay, right? So on all of these regional items, I thought everybody shaved ice into a cup and dumped a bunch of sugar water in it and handed it to you. Think like you have freezy pops in the pool when you're a kid.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it's a freezy pop but made fresh with ground snow with freezy pop juice that's tutti fruity. It's all like made for kids, sort of, but adults love it too. And we dump marshmallow on. Are you familiar with this? Like marshmallow fluff. You know what I'm saying? Like gooey, oozy marshmallow.
No, I mean
Look at how weirded out you are. Wow, you've never heard of such a thing.
I'm familiar with snow cones, like and people put whipped cream on top, but I've never heard of putting like marshmallow fluff on top.
All right, man, we got to get you to be more. Come on, Hannah. So here's the story with the snowball thing. Nobody knows about these things other than Baltimore people. So again, it's like birch beer. Like some people don't know. Like you just taught me about teaberry in my life, and I know a lot of people from Pennsylvania. My dad, all the relatives, Clark Summit and Music and Hazleton and like all of that. I've never heard of teaberry in my life, and I'm learning stuff, and that's why I have Hannah Gratti on. She is the advertising and media specialist, and this has been really. I mean, when you're teaching me new flavors of ice cream, this segment has far exceeded my expectations when we be. I thought we were just going to talk about like chocolate and vanilla and strawberry.
No, you never realize how many flavors of ice cream there are out in the world.
One of my favorites. Well, this is when you said teaberry. I was going to go down this road, right? I love mangoes, but I don't love mango flavored stuff as much as like my wife doesn't like watermelon, but loves like watermelon Jolly Ranchers and stuff like that, right? So it's sometimes it's a texture thing or whatever. I love tea and coffee. I mean, Royal Farms our sponsor. We drink their. So I like that flavor profile, but I don't drink a lot of green tea. I kind of find it bitter. And if I'm at a Chinese restaurant and they serve it, I'll drink it because But I don't make it in the house, and I don't make a lot of tea in the house. But I like iced tea. I'm a tea guy. So you mentioned tea berry. I love green tea ice cream. So like Haagen-Dazs makes it. It's a very Asian thing, right? So when I've been in Asia, they have it. If you're in certain places that cater to an Asian audience or like doctors and different stuff in the city, they'll have green tea ice cream. And it's like, and I say that to people, and you're looking at me like I've never had that. Looking at me like I looked at you with teaberry, right? You're like, green tea ice cream. Well, maybe interesting. And maybe if you've been in a Chinese restaurant, like like after you get a meal, sometimes they bring a little dessert or a fortune cookie. And I've had it then, but didn't know it. And when I tasted the flavor profile, I'm like, I had this one. My mom took me to the White Rice Inn when I was a boy, and it was green, but I didn't know what it was, and I didn't know what to ask for. And 30 years later, I discovered it is green tea ice cream, and it's very available. But so there's your tip, all right? So I want you to have green tea ice cream while I'm having teaberry ice cream, so we can have an ice cream-a-thon next time we're together.
That sounds like a great deal.
And all month long, we're going to raise money. And the dairy farmers involved in this as well. So give me a whole profile for the month, what we're doing for dairy, right? We're talking about organic and good stuff and ice cream. We're also rounding up, right? And what else do we need to know about for the month?
Not only can customers save big on our milk and ice cream, you can also save big during our dairy month by purchasing our shredded cheese, Weis quality yogurt, and also tea as well.
Sour cream?
Yeah, I think so.
My wife uses the Weis, the whipping cream. Not half and half. She uses the whipping cream because she makes fresh whipped cream. We use a lot of berries in this. I know berries were last month, and so we have a lot of berries here: blueberries, raspberries, and on the weekends we make either fresh waffles or we wind up usually doing challah bread, some fresh challah bread we get, and we'll
Mhm.
make French toast, but she makes fresh whipped cream. And so we always have fresh. It's called whipping cream, right? It's in the little pint guys. So we always buy the Wise brand of that. So there you have it. And I don't think that's organic, but it's whipped cream. It's the weekend. We cheat a little bit. Hannah Gratti's here. She's an advertising and media specialist, and I try to have some fun with her. And she tries to teach old people like me about teaberry. I'm going to be getting a lot of email on teaberry ice cream now. But believe me, when I did the mincemeat thing, it went on for months. Have you had mincemeat pie?
No, I haven't.
We're going to have fun. When we get together every month, I'm going to be going through your bakery in your stores and taking pictures of weird stuff I've never eaten. Some of it I might not eat because I'm a little, I'm a little weird healthfully. I mean, I look at all the donuts. I don't eat all the donuts. You know what I mean? You can't, right? But the things that maybe I would like to try. I'll tell you one thing I love in your bakery is the pineapple upside down cakes, and when they're small, because we don't do big around here, we do small, and they're not always there because things go in and out. But whenever I see one of those, that gets in the basket. So I know I look skinny, but I eat well, Hannah. Have a great month. It was always great having you on the show. Teaberry ice cream next time.
Thank you for
And I'm
having
not going to do it without you. I'm going to wait for you to come back on. All right.
me. Yes.
Hannah Gratti joining us here from Weis Markets. Wise Conversations is what we do around here at Baltimore Positive.com.